Hey guys, hopefully you've had a chance to get started on the 9-6 homework. Had a couple of you get a hold of me, and again, anytime, get a hold of me during the weekend, whatever, middle of the night. What are you doing up in the middle of the night? Good to go to bed. Anytime, get a hold of me. I can come down here, shoot a video real quick. Really, you're not bugging me at all if you ask questions on these. I love to hear from you guys. So I had a question. A couple people asked about number 15, and I think this is it. Let me check real quick. 10x squared minus 3x. I think that's supposed to be minus 27, not minus 270. Let me check. Yep. That'll make it a little bit better. All right. So we're asked to factor this expression, 10x squared minus 3x minus 27. Now, again, just real quickly before we get going on this one, a couple of you had some issues on the quiz we took over 9.3 and 9.4, the difference between factoring and solving. Factoring simply means undistribute this. Do the distributive property backwards. Get it in the two sets of parentheses. If you're asked to solve it, that's where you take it that next step and actually tell me what the values of x are. So this one we were simply asked to factor. Okay, so let's get into this. So we're going to factor these in again, as we looked at, or as you saw in the notes. Anytime that x squared has a coefficient other than 1, we're not going to find, you can't find, we're not necessarily looking for factors of negative 27 that add up to negative 3. So this is where we want to do that little, it was factoring by grouping. So first thing I want to do is multiply these two. Now, again, if you want to, change those to plus negative if you want. So we multiply 10 times negative 27, and that's negative 270. So now I'm looking for factors of negative 270 that add up to negative 3. All right, and I get where, where this might cause some issues here because we don't know the factors of 270, or at least negative 270, right offhand. Now, here's a couple things I do know. I want one to be positive and one to be negative, and I want them to be pretty close to each other. I want them to be only 3 apart, okay? So what I'm going to do real quick, just this is a little cheat you can use, is I'm going to do the square root of 270, and that gives me about 16.43. That means that if the two numbers were right next to each other, 16.43 times 16.43, those would be the two numbers that are right next to each other. So I know my numbers are going to be pretty close to 16, all right? And so now I'm just going to start trying some things. I'm going to see if 16 will go into 270. No, it doesn't, all right? So now let me start working my way away from that. Let me try 17. If I do 270 by 17, that doesn't go in evenly. If I do 270 divided by 18, oh, there it is, 18 and 15, and those are actually 3 apart, okay? So yeah, anytime you start dealing with such large numbers here, and you don't want factors like negative 270 and 1, or negative 135 and 2, or even 3 and negative 90, those numbers are too far apart. When you know you want them really close together, start with the square root of that number. It might be ugly, but at least it gives you a starting point. All right, so what did I say? 18 and 15, right? So factors of negative 270 that add up to negative 3 would be negative 18 and positive 15. Make sure you get those signs correct, all right? Because we want them to add up to negative 3, so the negative sign has to be with my 18. All right, so now we're ready to go. Again, if you want to, I'd suggest this. Hit pause on this video. When do you get a chance to shut me up? All right, hit pause on this video. Give this one a try now. I'm going to go ahead and solve it, but see if you can do it on your own, and then you can come back and hit play and see if you get it. All right, so hopefully you hit pause and you got an answer. Let's check and see if I can do it. So I want to unsimplify or uncombine these like terms using negative 18 and 15. So I'm going to write that as 10x squared minus 18x plus 15x plus negative 27. And again, I'm not going to take the time to do this right now. Just the video is getting too long anyway. But even if you put the 15 here and the negative 18 here, your work's going to look a little different, but we still should get the same answer. And hopefully some of you have done that, and can kind of see how that works. All right. But now that I've got it unsimplified, I'm going to group the first two and group the second two together. And now factors of 10x squared and 18x. Let's see, the greatest common factor of 10 and 18, 2, I think. Yeah, 2 is the biggest. 2 is the biggest factor that goes into both of them. And they both have an x. All right, so I can factor out a 2x. And then 2x times what gives me 10x squared? That's 5x. And then 2x times what gives me negative 18x? That'd be negative 9. So I get 2x and then 5x minus 9, or 5x plus negative 9. Over here, I'm going to run out of room. I'll have to squeeze this in. Factors of 15x and negative 27. So the biggest number that comes out of 15 and negative 27, I think, is 3. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's the greatest common factor there. And now 3 times what gives me 15x? That would be 5x. And 3 times what gives me negative 27? That would be negative 9. But now, take a look at what I've got. I've got my like groups here of 5x minus 9, or 5x plus negative 9. And then the other group would be 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3. Okay, and we're done. We were asked to factor this. We weren't asked to figure out what x was or the values of x's there. We factored this thing. All right, and again, if you wanted to double distribute this to check it, you should get 10x squared minus 3x minus 27. All right, so hopefully that helps. And again, just that little trick there, that if you've got a larger number you're trying to find the factors of, start with the square root of it, and that at least gives you a point to jump off of. Some first guess there. But hopefully this helps with number 15 on section 9.6. Take care, guys.